So recently, if you guys didn't know, a man by the name of Mike Klum dropped hour-and-a-half long movie essentially diving into EDP and all the disgusting things that he's essentially gotten away with over the last few years. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I watched the documentary. I really wanted to react to it with you guys, but some of the clips that I was seeing going around was just so outwardly disgusting, unhinged. I'm kind of confused on how it's even up on YouTube. As you can see right here, actually, his video got age restricted. YouTube has pretty much traditionally not shown me any mercy when it comes to diving in on certain topics, even though clearly it's up on their platform. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I just can't risk my channel getting taken down for something like this. So unfortunately, I had to watch that on my own. But you guys definitely should go check it out. It's very insightful, crazy. I'm not gonna lie, crazy how unhinged EDP is, and it almost shows how stupid he is, because there's obviously the angle that EDP is a PDF file, right? We all know that he's disgusting, terrible human being. We've known that for years now. But some of the stuff that EDP does in this documentary, he not realized that after this comes out, he definitely can be looked into. I feel like law enforcement at this point has all the evidence they need to actually open up an investigation and prosecute him. I'm gonna play you guys this little clip right here where he just straight up says, this is what I'm about, this is what I was trying to do, and I don't give a fuck.
Why did you show up that day? Why did you go to that location? What did you think was going to happen?
I showed up to that location that day, trying to obviously meet up with an underage girl. You know what I mean? Weirdo. And I guess you can say trying to have sex. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
You trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
For the most part, yeah. People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody, you know?
Sounds like that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
Nobody your age you could have hung out with.
No.
No women your age you could date. You had to pick on a 13-year-old girl.
He's laughing, he's taking this shit as a joke. If this isn't the clear evidence of how people start to think they become invincible when they just get away with things over and over and over again without consequence. I mean, look at this smile. This guy really thinks he's untouchable. It's sick, it's crazy. I really recommend you guys go watch this on your own. It does put a lot of things in perspective. Like, I think EDP is just mentally ill. It's like something is actually wrong with this guy. But I promise y'all, it's really some unhinged shit. Something else that happened in this documentary that was very interesting to me is Mike Klum didn't shy away from placing responsibility on the characters like Jidion, Skeeter Jean. What's that other guy's name? The white boy, Alex. Weirdo. That one. You guys know what I'm talking about. They didn't shy away from placing responsibility on those guys, which are, you know, the YouTube pred catchers, for essentially botching the investigation, which allowed to EDP not being able to get locked up not once, twice, but 3 times. They attempted to catch this guy and they made content out of it, but all it did was just amount to nothing. EDP is still free. So there's a few moments throughout the movie where they are actually kind of doubling down and, you know, asking like, where do you think things went wrong? Do you feel responsible for allowing EDP to roam free? Some heavy questions, and I really did appreciate that because it almost makes you look at Jidion and them like, yo, you guys kind of bear some responsibility too, man. But the biggest bombshell is one of the decoys that Jidion was using. She actually came out and said that she not only felt like she was a victim of EDP, but was a victim of Jidion. Y'all gotta check this out.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP, but I think I was mainly a victim. This doesn't sound crazy, but mainly a victim of Jidion in a way. I feel like for a long time I was his like little puppet.
In what way were you his puppet?
I feel like I was his puppet because I was just like kind of doing the things he demanded me to do. I feel like I am a victim of Jidion because he encouraged me to keep talking to a pedophile.
Every single time we would talk to her, I would ask her if she's okay.
Are you good? Like, I want to make sure you're okay, because I know like this could be really, really. You sure you're good?
She was like, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. I want to get him arrested. I want to get him arrested.
I told Jidion every single time that EDP would send me dick pics, but he would never tell me to like block him or anything.
I want you to block him on your phone, right?
But we would tell her, if you're going to keep on talking to him, don't talk sexual, and please don't send any explicit photos.
Which is, it's kind of dope because, bro, Jidion, she shouldn't be talking to him at all. Like, at this point, she was underage. She was still at this time. So Jidion essentially was, yeah, trying to manage the situation, but no matter how you look at it, bro, you have a talking to a PDF file willingly, knowing, thinking that you could micromanage it. That's just up. That's not right.
No, I did not send
EDP claims he received multiple nude photos from Kayla.
P any pictures of me that were nude. What did happen when he asked me for them was that a lookalike of me, and I kind of...
Again, YouTube disclaimer, we're not showing anything. We're talking about a situation that happened. I know you guys are real tender with these type of topics, so that's enough of that. But long story short, Jidion is actually under some fire right now because people are revisiting this whole situation and kind of like, yo, Jidion, what the were you thinking? What the hell was that about? This movie only came out 2 days ago, and not too long after, Jidion has already dropped, I mean, literally 13 hours ago, my side of the EDP doc. He literally dropped this 13 hours ago. So what I wanted to do today was get into it, react to it, see, kind of Jidion's side of the story, his perspective. Another thing that you guys should take into account is in the documentary itself, they do explore the idea that Kayla is somewhat of an opportunist and she's potentially lying about some of the stuff that happened, or lying about some of the stuff that she said happened. So I'm also not here to just outright say Jidion is in the wrong. We're gonna watch this video and come to our own conclusion. But yeah, man, this is some crazy stuff. Let's get right into it, man. Make sure you guys drop that like. Where you at, family? I love y'all. Appreciate you. Let's get right into it, man. Make sure you guys drop that like. Where you at, family? Let's go.
Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? So I want to address some claims that have been going on for a while, and I also want to address some claims that were made specifically from Kayla in the new Mike Klum documentary about EDP, and I want to give context and clear up things, but in no way do I want any hate to be sent towards Kayla. Even though there are lies being said about me, I wish nothing but the best for her, and I ask that none of you guys send any hate to her whatsoever at all. So without any further...
We've been seeing EDP... We've been seeing this nigga in this type of setup for a while now. Just sitting in front of the camera, having to explain himself. Yo, Jidion, bro, you might need to just take a little break, man. You are getting into too much controversy.
Let's get into it.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP, but mainly a victim of... They collectively never once told me to go straight to law enforcement. I feel like I am a victim of Jidion because he encouraged me to keep talking to a pedophile. They also instructed me to keep messaging EDP, which was incredibly draining. Yes, Jidion was encouraging me to continue messaging him. I wasn't allowed to report anything to the cops until the day of the sting. I just think that he should have told me to block EDP, but he didn't. Jidion on a phone call even told me not to report anything to the police because a private case was being built up behind the scenes. Jidion is a very selfish, greedy, and a scam artist type of person. Now, me, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So the claims are that I facilitated a predator to come inside of my Discord channel, which allowed Kayla to be groomed. The other claims is that I forced and pressured her into keep on being in contact with EDP. And the third claim is that I forced and demanded that she not go to the police, even though that she was talking to EDP. So we're gonna knock them all out, and I'm gonna address everything. So first, let's address the claim that EDP met Kayla from my Discord channel. She was a at the time, but now she is 19 years old. So let's address that.
Kayla Hoskins is the victim being referenced in the sting operation, and she's not a decoy. Like Skeeter said, this one is for real. But how did she meet EDP445? Well, she was a huge fan of Jidion, and she was in his Discord server. EDP, after being invited by Jidion to his public server full of children, noticed her profile, found her Instagram connected to it, and messaged her.
Now, the reason why people believe that EDP met her through my Discord is because I was under the impression that's how it happened, and I'm the one who put out the statement that EDP found her through my Discord. When EDP joined my Discord, when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord, right? And in her Discord, she has her Instagram. So EDP, being the Rizzler that he is, he slides into her DMs and he initiates contact with her. The reason why I gladly took the blame for meeting her through my Discord, because at the time, I truly believe that's how he found her, and I wanted to take accountability for my role in this occurrence. But as it turns out, Kayla herself in the documentary stated that she had already been messaging me before I had even ever added him in my own Discord.
My name is Kayla Hoskins, and in June 2023, I received an Instagram DM from EDP445, otherwise known as Bryant.
Okay.
I first replied to EDP because I always reply to anyone who messages me, and
Okay.
I didn't know who he was, but I freaked out because he told me he was, and sooner rather than later he started sending very flirtatious messages. A while later, Jidion added EDP into his Discord, filled with
Okay, that's clear. She said that a while later.
for a Q&A, and then when I told people like in the server that EDP texted me, Jidion quickly knew about it because his manager told him.
So EDP was added into my Discord server to do an interview on June 21st, and he was banned that same exact day because he never came up to actually do the interview because he wanted to get paid last minute. And even though I had 70,000 people in my live stream, I'm not gonna pay a pedophile to interview him. Either he wants to interview or he doesn't. So I was not about to pay that man.
All right, man. So here's the deal. We ain't doing no goddamn interview until I'm compensated, man. You feel me? Like, I don't give, I deserve to be compensated for my efforts. You feel me?
Your efforts? What efforts?
Weirdo.
And also, here's the message log of all the things that he said in my Discord. And I know it's a lot of stuff, but yeah, so that's all he said in my Discord. And he was promptly banned that same exact day. Now, on June 23rd, that is the day that Kayla at least went public in my Discord server, telling people in the Discord that EDP was talking to her. She was saying, hey, is this the real EDP account? Because if it is, he just me. Now, I know you guys are saying, that says deleted user. How do you know that that's her? Well, we did a lot of digging through the Discord server, and this is some evidence to show that it's her because we have old screenshots and everything. But to fully show you that this deleted user is her, she actually posted a photo of her ID photo on the Discord server saying how much she hated her photo. So yeah, this is for sure her. Keep in mind, she's the only one who alleges that EDP hit her up from my Discord server. Nobody else has ever came out saying that EDP hit them up from my Discord server. So out of the 130,000 people,
Okay, I mean, I say Jidion's got some talking points here. I mean, one, she said it herself. She literally said herself that she was already in communication with him before the Discord thing even happened. And two, I mean, all this evidence seems to check out. So that's a lining up.
she was the only one, and she goes public with it 2 days later.
I don't think that is the big elephant in the room of why people are mad. I think more than anything, people are upset because if Jidion knew that EDP was talking to her and he was egging her on to keep the communication going just for the sake of his content, or his investigation, that's fries, man. I think the professionals, they use decoys being, grown consenting adults that are involved in the process from a professional level rather than actually using little, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'd imagine that's probably the smartest and most moral way to go about it, right?
After we did the interview with, and she's telling the Discord that EDP's talking with her. So one of the members in my Discord said, send a screenshot. And for some reason, Kayla says, I'll send one real zoomed in for you. And she zooms it in only on the sup that he said. And to show that this really is him, when she showed us the messages, as you guys can see, EP said sup. Now, I am going to be real. I do not 100% know if anything was said before that sup. I am going to go off of her word. She says that EP hit her up first, but I do find it a little weird that she zoomed in on that sup when someone asked for a screenshot.
I will say now we're getting into like weird territory because at the time of this happening, she still was a. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and dive too deep into what a did or didn't do. Their brain ain't even fully developed. And that's even more reason why a lot of responsibility kind of falls on Jidion's head, because once he did get in the mix, I really would have wished that he would have been egging her on to just stop this all together.
Now, when she first went public in my Discord server about talking to Edie, random members in my server were telling her to block him, telling her to get away, report him, and just telling her to just stop being in contact with him because he's a predator. And every time somebody would tell her something about stop communicating with him, she never replied to those comments. She also made these posts in the Discord asking users if she should troll him. And then she also puts in there, which
sounds like what, a would do.
I be a decoy? Should I do a catch a predator? Nobody replied to that message. Now, keep in mind, all of these messages that she had posted in my Discord were nearly 2 weeks before I even knew about the situation.
When I told people like in the server that EDP Jidion quickly knew about it because his manager told him.
And also, I have no idea how long they were talking previous to when she put these messages in my Discord server. I just can't confirm that. Now, fast forward on June 28th, so this is 5 days after she first went public in my Discord server saying that she was talking to EDP. She was telling users in my public VC of a Discord of 130,000 people that she was talking to EDP. And this is what the users in that VC told her when she was telling them that she was talking to a predator and that she's underage.
In the text messages, did you state your age?
Yes.
Okay,
like
good.
clearly and multiple times?
Yeah.
And he like, yeah, I mean, that's straight up
It's
wild.
insane.
You can just send this
He
shit to
keeps
the FBI
asking
dip line if you want.
And again, after all of these people told her that she should stop talking with him and go to law enforcement, she just never responded to them.
I mean, what are you gonna do from here? You're gonna like call the police?
Yeah, but I guess I'm trying to get more evidence though, and then I need to get like, I don't know.
Now, fast forward to when I found out about this whole situation. When I first got on the call with her, I let her know I didn't feel comfortable with her talking with a predator, with her being under. I came up with some clever ideas to where we could switch off and I could take over communication and she wouldn't have to. Here's one of those examples that I gave her. Maybe we could say something like, hey, my parents switched providers and I couldn't get my number, so this is my new one. And then it'd be a number that we could text through. And granted, in that call, she did agree that that was a good idea, but she never gave over the communication to me nor Skeeter. Now, I really don't know why she never really wanted to give us over either the information for us to continue talking to him or even just saying that her number was messed up so we could talk to him on a different number. But when going through her messages in my Discord, I did find this thread of her and I'm gonna just let you guys hear it. So someone in my Discord rudely tells her that you taking credit for clout chasing a predator. She replies and said, no, I meant like I'm not gonna go to trial after trial to not get credited. He's literally going to jail because of me. I'm saving these streets. Stop. Also, she responded to somebody who rudely told her that all she wanted was clout. And she said, if another YouTuber is going to make clout off of my situation, so am I. TF, that's wrong to take full credit off of something. You're just too young to realize it.
And this sounds like just teenage mind, being immature. But again, that's not what I'm here for. I think I just want solid proof that Jidion did all he could to try and, separate EDP from him. I feel like that's what's important here because at the end of the day, there's only so much that he could do. But one of the big narratives was he was encouraging the conversation to keep going.
And I know it's deleted user on deleted user, so I'm going to show you guys that at least this one is specifically hers. Somebody that lives in a different time zone as her, but as you guys can see, it's still on the same day. They said, Kayla Hoskins, today at 8:08 p.m. If another YouTuber is going to make clout off of my situation, so am I. TF. So that's just to show that this was 100% her saying this. And the crazy thing is this isn't about a clout situation because it's really a tragic one. This man was talking to who he knew to be a 15-year-old girl and he continued having sexual conversation, which is absolutely horrible and EDP should be thrown under the jail cell. And in my first call with her, after I checked up on her to make sure that she was okay, I even let her know that I wanted her to be a ghost in this entire situation. And don't worry about your privacy and everything, Kayla. You're gonna be a ghost in all of this. The only people that I wanted to know that she was personally involved in this and that she had been talking to him is her parents, which I also told them. Sure, you're aware of everything that's happening.
Yes, my daughter always communicates to me.
Oh, wow.
She is her best friend.
Oh, that's awesome. And B, law enforcement. I didn't want anybody else and nor the world to know that this was talking to EDP. That's why me and Skeeter wanted to take over communication. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we should I'll be like, yo, could you give us your information? We'll give it right back to you. You could change it. We just don't feel comfortable with conducting the investigation with an actual 15-year-old talking to him.
Yeah, basically. Or she can get him to text her and we can set up
a new one, yeah. And even though I wasn't doing preg catching back then, I even knew that cases like this could take a while. So we had actually made a pact that we weren't going to go public with anything about the EDP case until EDP was arrested. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Jidion, literally in a cupcake costume confronting EDP, and you posted that on your Instagram. So how could you not want anybody to know about it? Only reason why I posted that is because on August 27th, Kayla had to me saying that the detectives told her that it was okay for her to post a video to talk about the situation, which looking back on now, I know is pretty weird. And
yeah, that's a bad judgment call, Jidion. That's dumb.
And I personally highly doubt that a detective would tell him to come out and make a YouTube video about a situation with a predator. But nonetheless, Kayla went public first about this entire situation, not only going public with it, but also dropping the chat logs as well.
My name's Kayla, and
with new context that I'm getting, and with Kayla from her own mouth saying that she's an opportunist, like she literally said that in this video, I think I kind of see what's happening here. But again, it's hard for me to even look at a 16-year-old and say like, oh, she was part of the problem. I mean, bro, she was 16. You know, we have to take the full responsibility as adults. It's unfortunate though. It seems like she did have her own little agenda.
I'm 13, and the EP searched me first, and I told him my age, and he didn't block me.
So that is the only reason why me and Skeeter went public with it afterwards, because everybody already knew that we were involved in the situation. So we let them know, hey, this is what happened. But the plan from the beginning was to make sure that this all goes through and that Edie was arrested. Then we were going to post about it. And to prove that to you guys, here's an IG live that I did the day that we caught EP that someone had screen recorded, where we didn't let anybody know who we caught. All we said was that we caught somebody big. Y'all know what we do. We would tell you guys who we just caught, but legally we can't. But it's big. The person that we're talking about, he talked to a real underage person, but we can't say who he is, but you guys will find out very, very, very soon. Maybe a couple years. Possibly a couple years. Like, that's how bad this is. But again, I want it to be known that I don't want any hate to be sent towards Kayla at all. She is a young woman, and genuinely, I would want her to move past this, man. You know, that's why I didn't want her name to be out there or her name to be associated with this, because, bro, nobody wants to be known as the person who got groomed by EDP. About a year ago, she dropped a video titled "What Jidion Did Will Shock You." And this is what she had to say.
When I realized something was wrong, I spoke to a moderator in Jidion's Discord server.
Damn, she went big high edit on him?
Who happened to be someone I was kind of besties with at the time. But for her own privacy and safety, I won't say her name. I explained the situation, and soon everyone in the voice call started asking questions. Someone told Insight about what happened, and he ended up joining the voice call as well, and asked me if I wanted to be bait.
So I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. When she made this video, it was already 2 years removed from the whole situation. So maybe she forgot how that conversation really went. But do you guys remember that VC call that I had showed you guys earlier, where it was a bunch of people? That's the VC call that she's alluding to. And in that call, it was actually Kayla's idea to where she wanted to be the bait. And the people in the VC were coming up with ideas to get EDP to come out in person. And then Kayla decided to give herself up as tribute. I'll play the clip.
Do like the first meeting and then they not approach him.
Right.
In public.
Like in public,
and then get
yeah.
confidence. And then like lure and then like get him and trap
Lure him to a hotel,
Right.
yeah.
Real.
So that would be like God.
To be honest, I don't mind doing it, and I don't think my parents would mind.
And you will see here how not only the members in the VC call shut that down completely, but also the mod that she says offered her the role of being bait also shut it down.
Inside, I don't
know.
Regardless of
I
who
don't
really
know.
should
It would be
there.
real. That's really a risk. Like high key.
Yeah.
Do not do that under any circumstances.
Okay,
Where-
listen.
Yeah, you shouldn't actually physically be there.
Technically, they're
Especially talks
subjecting
about
you to
weapons.
a pedophile.
Benefit of the doubt and say that she's just misremembering it because it was a long time removed. And I don't think she meant any ill will or maliciously lied like that. But yes, This is the evidence. I just want to put that out there to clear the air, especially for my former mod inside. And sadly, but also weirdly, this was not the only time that Kayla was trying to be an IRL decoy to meet EDP in person. Since she never gave us the logins nor let us do the plan that we had of switching out the communication, I instead thought of the idea of getting an adult decoy. So that way when EDP came to meet, we could have an adult decoy there. Now, I had asked her to send me some photos of her, and she sent me these photos right here. With these photos, we found an actress that looks fairly similar to her. So I just find it weird that she's saying that we were forcing her to keep on talking to EDP when we're jumping through all these different hoops. I mean, if we can find an actress that looks just like her, then why wouldn't we just take over the communication? It just, to me personally, it doesn't make any sense, but again, she might just be misremembering things, so I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Now, I had sent her a photo of the of-age decoy that we would be using, and she sent me this really weird message. I'm gonna read that message for you real quick, and keep in mind, to my knowledge at least, this is the second time she's asked to meet EDP445 in person. Let me read you what she said. She said, "Quick question. I was wondering why you need a decoy to lure EDP, because, hear me out, if he sees it, he's gonna leave." Meaning if he sees the decoy, he's gonna leave. And if it's actually me, I could get him to do devious things on camera that he won't be able to deny in court, you know? And since I'm really turning 16 on that day, wouldn't it make it more real? Like, I could get him to spill the beans, because I feel like...
Yeah, bro. This is genuinely a 16-year-old talking. Like, she just doesn't know shit.
He'll try to trick the decoy. And I let her know cops aren't going to allow you anywhere near that. I really didn't even know how to respond to that. Now, sadly, I couldn't control nor stop her from communicating with EDP445. And that was already worse enough that she was even in communication / talking with him. But I was going to make sure one thing I could control is that she was never going to be anywhere near the vicinity of EDP445. And this is why I'm giving her this strong benefit of the doubt, because, bro, if I had to remember things 3 years ago, I would misremember too.
However, rather than treating the situation seriously,
it really does suck that Kayla sees it as all I saw was content. And truly, I mean, I didn't just see it as content. I saw it as a monster actually talking to a who's a fan of me. So I wanted to do everything in my power to get that man arrested. And I want her to stop being...
I think where the conversation is starting to shift, where it kind of was all along, just trying to do the right thing. Since this situation, I think he has had a lot of successful pred catches, actually getting people convicted. So I think he's learned a lot from the situation. But ultimately, he botched this investigation. He still was doing things prematurely without knowing all the ins and outs. That's forever going to loom over his head, that he's just doing this for content, because the whole cupcake situation, he made a clown out of himself. It's very unfortunate, man. I feel semi-conflicted here. You know, we've given Jidion a lot of criticism here on this channel before. I don't think that he's above it. When you fuck up, you should be acknowledged that you fucked up. But I do believe we're, 19 minutes into this video. I feel like Kayla just might be out for blood a little bit. For whatever reason, she's trying to tarnish Jidion's name a little bit more than it already is right now. At least that's what it's looking like right now, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Is subjected to that monster, which is why I told her to block him.
I told Jidion every single time that EDP would send me dick pics, but he would never tell me to block him or anything.
I want you to block him on your phone, right?
And I continued messaging him because it was very encouraged for me to keep doing it. I didn't really want to, but I didn't want to disappoint anybody.
I mean, what are you gonna do from here? You're gonna call the police?
And that is the entire reason why I want to seamlessly transition, so that we could take over the communication, because we would do a way better job. And not only that, but a would not be talking to a predator anymore. And I don't want to put words in her mouth, so I'm going to let her speak for herself. But I think the reason why she didn't let us just take over and let her be a ghost is because of what she said right here.
Now, me personally, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not harming anybody. And I don't think I was harming anybody. And especially when you're my age.
Yeah, but you didn't realize that you were harming yourself. You didn't realize that you were putting yourself in harm's way doing this. Like, yeah, bro, this is like some immaturity here showing.
You're 16, people are going to think that you're young and dumb. So you kind of have to be an opportunist. You have to make your own opportunities. You cannot be waiting for them.
Opportunity for what, though? This is not a trial for American Idol. Like, we're talking about a PDF file monster.
But this entire situation was not that at all.
Now, I do want to give an update. So, Kayla gave me case numbers and detective numbers to call. I called the detective number and it was disconnected. And it took me like till 3 years later to finally find out what police station she went to and everything. And she really doesn't have all the updates and everything. But luckily, since I deal with police so much, I kind of figured it out and figured out where to look. And I can confirm that there is a case number associated with the account, meaning that there wasn't a report made. And also, not only was there a report made, but I confirmed with the police station that this case is currently with the FBI. Now, granted, even though it's with the FBI, I don't know if they're still actively investigating it. And I don't know if they'll do anything with all of this, me personally. So while we can all hope and pray that this situation wasn't for nothing, because I mean, at the end of the day, she was still groomed. She is still a victim and EDP needs to be arrested. I don't know if the FBI is going to do anything with the information. Hopefully, with the popularity of the documentary plus his admission, hopefully something happens. We'll just have to wait and see. And even in my first conversation with her, I let her know that for this one, we're going to have to get law enforcement involved because we want this to be done away with. We want him to actually be gone. I'm not gonna lie, for this one, I feel like we do need to try to get some law enforcement to so this could be the end of this, you know? So I told her to go to law enforcement. My Discord and my mod told her to go to law enforcement. And the people just in my Discord, when she first told everybody that EDP was talking to her, they also told her to go to law enforcement and report this. But I can say it is reported and we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP, but I think I was mainly a victim, this is gonna sound crazy, but mainly a victim of Jidion in a way. I feel like for a long time I was his little puppet.
I'm not gonna lie, this part of the documentary actually hurt my feelings the most because, she's pretty much saying that I victimized her more than an actual pedophile. I'm not here to fight what she said. If she truly feels like that, then that's how she feels. I know what I did, though. I know I tried to take over communication. I know I told her to go to the police. I know my Discord told her to go to police. And I know we didn't want her to keep on talking to him. Also, she's been threatening to sue me a lot lately. Like in her video that she made about me recently, she threatened that I would be inside of a lawsuit.
I mean, at this point, what does Jidion even pay you for? Especially you inside. I can't wait to see you all inside a lawsuit next.
And somebody in her comment section said, hey, why are you gonna sue Jidion but not EDP? And she replied with, EDP doesn't have any money. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what else to say about that, man. If that's how she feels, that's how she feels. She also made the claim that she photoshopped her on somebody and sent Edie a nude when I specifically told her to never send him anything explicit.
No, I did not send EDP any pictures of me that were nude. What did happen when he asked me for them was that Jidion got a look of me and I kind of photoshopped her face into Google pictures.
And a year before she did the documentary, so this is her first video coming out of...
Okay, so I actually misheard that the first time she said it. She said that she photoshopped it, not Jidion.
About her being the victim of...
So she is admitting to just kind of doing shit on her own too.
She states in there that she did send him a nude, but it wasn't her, and that she just got it off of Google because she's quote unquote big brained.
And he even asked for him weren't mine. They were from Google because, big brains,
And the reason why this is making me so frustrated is because I told her multiple times to never say or send anything explicit to him if she was going to continue talking to him. Luckily, I was on the phone with her the other day and I recorded the conversation and I got her acknowledging that fact. I'm gonna roll the clip. Did you take the picture of yourself, or did you go on Google?
No, I did not send anything to anyone.
So you never sent him anything
Absolutely
sexual?
not. I think I will say this. You even told me not to do that because the idea was for him to like. He kept asking, you know, so we were trying to figure out something.
I told you to never send him anything sexual, correct?
Yes.
And so we went back in the archives of my Discord to see things that she sent to show people that, you know, she was talking to EDP. And before we were even aware of the situation, I saw this one screenshot where on her Instagram, she sent him a photo, and obviously it was in disappear mode, so you can't tell what she sent to him, but you could tell by his reply that it was something. And I mean, oh my gosh, man, the fact that she could have potentially been sending that stuff to him before we got involved is very, very, very disturbing. It's disturbing if she sent anything to him regardless. So Kayla just dropped a new video, and I just want to give her a huge shout out because she again admits that I told her not to send anything explicit to EDP.
As for the nudes, so this is the part in the documentary that kind of weirded me out because I believe it was cut out. I recall saying that the idea of having my face like on a decoy's body, I recall saying that idea was brought up, but it was never fully like gone through with. But they cut that part out, maybe for shock factor. I did say that though. And so I don't know why they cut that out. That was kind of weird. But that's that. I mean, I never sent him anything.
And he even asked for nudes, which they were from Google because, you know, big brains, you know.
She also made some other...
we see what's going on. It's kind of what I've been saying, man. I don't think there's any real winners here. There's, you know, at the end of the day, EDP walked free. You know, she's a victim nonetheless. Nonetheless, a little bit of her immaturity was shown when Jidion was trying to help. And Jidion didn't handle it the best either. Because if he did, again, EDP would be in jail. We see what's going on here, though.
Claims as well. She kept on saying that I'm in, like, the Illuminati.
As for the Illuminati, that is not something I want to talk about right now. I will talk about it in code, but this is the first and last time I probably will ever talk about it. Simply, I don't want to die. I do kind of fear for my life.
So first, to address the Illuminati claim, first, I don't think the Illuminati is going to be adding in a YouTuber that goes out and arrests child predators. And then second, I believe in Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and Savior. And then third, to my knowledge, the Illuminati is a whole group of Satanists, right? And what's funny about that is, I don't know if Kayla still is or not, but she used to be, or she might still be, a Satanist. She had it in her profile right there. So like, I don't understand why she keeps on saying I'm in the Illuminati.
Okay, yeah, this video is now officially lost the plot. I'm actually curious to see a little bit of John's comments. John is controlled by the Illuminati, genuinely Kayla. She didn't realize the internet has all the receipts. She screwed up when she said she was an opportunist. Okay, so yeah, man, she basically saying she wanted clout from you. Respect for genuinely addressing it and not cowering away. Yeah. Clout chasing at 15 on a PDF is crazy. Yeah, like, it's unfortunate. You know, again, I'm not gonna sit here and drill a new one because at the end of the day, she was on at the time. So what do? They make stupid decisions. That's why we don't put the same responsibilities of an adult on them, because again, their brains aren't fully developed. That is like ultimately one of the biggest things. They don't have the experience or the knowledge to make the right choices. So she clearly was just doing some immature shit. It just sucks that it was also in such a disgusting situation involving a PDF file like EDP. I'm curious to hear y'all feedback on this one, man. A very crazy situation, but definitely go check that documentary out. I also believe all the earnings from that video is going to a charity, so it's also another way to support. Big conversation within the YouTube space right now, so do with that information as you will. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Where you at, family? I'm gone.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.